Season 1 of Netflix's Stranger Things was an instant hit, combining the mystery and frights of early Stephen King with the adventurous wonder of early Steven Spielberg. The Powerful 11 is clearly a nod to King's novel Firestarter and its 1984 film adaptation, while the Spielberg references are absolutely off the charts, with at least a half-dozen visual homages to E.T. alone. The Duffer Brothers' new classic is so deeply entrenched in 1970s and 1980s sci-fi and horror nostalgia, in fact, that nearly every scene contains a wink and a nod to one of the show's many influences. But the story and characters are so engrossing, a lot of the more obscure references can go entirely unnoticed. For example, X-Men. In Stranger Things' first episode, Dustin challenges Will to a bike race where the loser has to give up a comic book of the winner's choosing. When Will wins, he shouts the exact issue he wants as he rides off.
Get back here! I'm gonna kill you!
I'll take your X-Men 134!
1980's X-Men issue 134 is the one where Jean Grey, the X-Men's powerful psychic, becomes Dark Phoenix, a cosmic being with dangerous and unstable psychic powers. This reference foreshadows the arrival of Eleven, a girl with some mighty powerful psychic abilities of her own. Twin Peaks. In the disturbing final scene of the season, Will excuses himself from dinner to go to the bathroom, where he vomits up a creepy otherworldly slug. His reality flickers away and he briefly enters the Upside Down, the scary alternate dimension he was trapped in all season, as he stares at himself in the mirror above the bathroom sink. The implication here is that the ordeal may be over, but he's brought a little bit of it back with him. This is similar to the final shot of David Lynch's bizarre TV masterpiece, Twin Peaks, when Agent Dale Cooper smashes his head into a bathroom mirror and cackles maniacally after escaping the alternate dimension in Twin Peaks, the eerie Black Lodge. Alien. Stranger Things is filled with visual references from the Alien franchise, particularly in the creature design of the Demogorgon. The most direct reference, however, comes in the final episode of the season, when Nancy sees Jonathan being pinned to the ground by the creature. It's a gender-swapped reference with a bit more bite to the classic scene in Aliens when Ripley, nuzzled in a power loader, fires off a similar order at the Alien Queen as it slowly approaches Newt.
Get away from her, you bitch!
The Alien references don't stop there. When Joyce finally finds her son Will, after traveling to the Upside Down, she and Hopper have to pull a large serpent-like creature from his throat. This unwanted guest is likely the source of the slug Will pukes up in the finale, making it eerily reminiscent of the facehuggers from the Alien franchise. They live. When the Duffer Brothers have Steve and Jonathan get into a surprisingly brutal back alley brawl over the graffiti shaming of Nancy, they're not just capturing two teenage boys releasing their pent-up frustrations on each other's faces with their fists, they're also paying homage to the iconic, absurdly drawn-out back alley battle between Rowdy Roddy Piper and Keith David in John Carpenter's 1989 classic They Live. Except in Stranger Things, it doesn't take special glasses to see the real threat, and the cops show up and pry Jonathan off. Altered States. Stranger Things makes direct visual references to 1980s Altered States, with its use of sensory deprivation tanks along with other more subtle nods. The tanks take a prominent role in the cult science fiction classic, as William Hurt's psychologist character uses them and powerful drugs to explore the limits of consciousness. It's much like how Eleven uses the tanks in Stranger Things, both willingly and against her will, to amplify her psychic powers so she can make contact with the Upside Down. The Goonies. Towards the end of the season, there's a subtle reference to the scene from the Goonies where Chunk discovers a walk-in freezer filled with ice cream and a dead body in the Fratelli's basement.
Oh, they got Baileys and cream, and they got Mississippi mud, and they got chocolate eruption!
In Stranger Things, Dustin similarly discovers a refrigerator filled with pudding cups the lunch lady was hoarding, but no dead body in his school's cafeteria, and Gaten Matarazzo delivers his lines a lot like Chunk.
I knew she was hoarding it. I knew it. Always lying, saying she's out. Bald-faced liar. Mike! I found the chocolate pudding!
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.